Good evening, Patriot fans, and welcome to this week's episode of Patriot Weekly, your home for all things Pike Road football. I'm Bill Lacomb, and this is my co-host, the guru of the gridiron himself, Chris Boykin. Say what's up, man.
Thanks, Bill. We're so excited to be back for episode 2 of Patriot Weekly, coming off a big win.
Ooh, big win.
Last Thursday night against the Prattville Lions. And we're excited to dive into several things tonight and really just keep this thing rolling into the 2025 football season.
That's right, Chris, and thanks, man. We want to start by thanking our exclusive sponsors, Brantley Bank and the shops at East Chase, for all they do in keeping the spotlight on our Patriots.
Coming up tonight, we will recap last week's big win over Prattville. We'll also sit down with Pastor Patrick Quinn from Century Church, who does some really great things for the program. We'll have 2 of our standouts here. Rufus Boone, linebacker, had a great game the other night. And Jordan Holmes, I think he had a pretty decent game.
My phone was ringing. I can tell you that. Ask him questions about him.
We'll get their insights on the game, and obviously we will talk to Coach Shook and get his thoughts on everything.
You got it. And we'll wrap things up with a look ahead at Enterprise, our this week's opponent here. Plus, what to expect as the Patriots take the field in front of the home ground for the first time this season.
And it's all right here, right now. This is Patriot Weekly.
Every week, the Pike Road Patriots chase greatness under Friday Night Lights. And we bring you inside the huddle each week, right here at Dogwood Studios in Pike Road, with your hosts from Pike Road Live, Bill Lacomb and Chris Boykin. This is Patriot Weekly with Coach Granger Shook, presented by Brantley Bank and the shops at East Chase. Let's talk Pike Road football.
Kick their butt for 2 quarters, okay? But what I want you to understand is that they still think that they can come back. They still believe. Guys, I want you to kill that belief. Kill that belief. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt in your back. Team up.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Patriot Weekly, to my favorite segment. We get to hear from Coach Shook. Break it down. Tell us what you think, fellas. CB, I'll throw it to you, man.
Yeah, just going to recap with Coach Shook after the big 21-14 win over Prattville Thursday night. Coach Shook, talk about just a quick summary of what you thought about the game.
Well, I thought our boys showed up ready to play. I thought our week of preparation leading up to Thursday night, I thought it was really good. Leading up to the game, we knew that there was going to be, a chance of bad weather. So it was a late start to the game, so we had to adjust a few things pregame wise, but it really didn't affect our kids. I thought our players responded extremely well to that. I thought we came out ready to play. I thought we executed well early. Jordan made a huge play on defense to really spark and take the momentum with that pick six. And capitalized on some things that we saw on film leading up to that game. But again, I want to brag on our offense. There's a lot of new starters on that side of the ball. They really didn't get in the end zone in the first quarter, but they helped establish certain drives to keep our defense off the field and to keep them fresh for late in the game. And so my hat's off to those guys. We had 4 new starters in the offensive line. Their defensive line is very talented and they're very big, and so we knew that was going to be a question mark going to the game. And they have 2 interior guys that are as advertised, They're going to be playing at the next level, at a very high level. And so Prattville kind of, they're from what we gathered early in the first quarter, they kind of took the approach of trying to take away Michael in the run game just with the number of hats they had in the box, and which really put some pressure on Gunner. And Gunner was able to get the ball out to Jordan and Elias and Gavin and Powo, and those guys were able to get some much needed first downs in that first half. And so very, very proud of Gunner and how he distributed the ball. He didn't try to do too much. He kind of took what the defense gave him, and getting out of that game without any turnovers was huge for us, and so going into the second half, we knew that they were going to make some adjustments, and we made some adjustments on both sides of the ball. They took advantage of a miscue in our special teams. There was some miscommunication in our punt that we are going to get ironed out this week, and so they capitalized on that miscue and kind of took momentum from us early in the second half. But our boys didn't flinch, man. Our boys really kind of dug their heels in, and man, we late in the fourth quarter we went on a 70+ yard drive with a sophomore quarterback against a really good 7A team and a very well coached team. And so I couldn't be more proud of how our boys came out to play. They responded well to adversity, and then we had a 70-yard drive to really take the lead with about a minute to go in the game, and then our defense was able to hold them out late. And so very, very proud of all those things.
Obviously a big night for the defense, holding Prattville, who had a good offensive team, a lot of offensive talent, to 14 points. Talk about some of the defensive highlights. Obviously Jordan had a huge night, but had a lot of tackles from Outlaw, from Rufus, from Miles. Talk about a lot of the guys that stepped up on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a total team effort on that side of the ball. They really had, Prattville had a short field most of the night. I mean, they were at midfield or near midfield most of the night when they took over their offensive, when they got the ball in offense. So, our defense kind of had their back against the wall, but they just found a way to keep them out most of the night. Prattville was able to break contain. Their quarterback's very athletic. He's a great football player in his own right. So he was able to elude a few guys and escape the pocket and extend some plays. I know that's what happened on their 2 touchdowns. But I mean, other than 2 or 3 plays, I thought our defense did an exceptional job. Our D-line played really well. Derek had a really good game. Jalen Smith had a really good game, and of course our linebackers we've already referenced, did really well. And so proud of our box and how they played, really hard for 4 quarters.
And offense too. I mean, you think about last year's game, there were some missed opportunities on one side of the ball or the other. But when it came down to it, tie ball game, offense goes down, like you said earlier, goes down and takes the lead. Talk about kind of the momentum this offense has moving forward, maybe some adjustments, maybe something that we could improve on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, anytime you go into a season or a game with 4 new starters on the offensive line, you expect for some miscommunication, you expect for some missteps, for some mishap placement, and that happened. Hopefully, the old saying that, your biggest improvement is from week 1 to week 2. Hopefully we see that up front. But I mean, there's some really good leaders on that side of the ball. I think Jamichael Jones is one of those key leaders on that side of the ball. Omari Smith or Powo is another great leader on that side of the ball. Jordan Holmes, of course, when he's on the field, he's another great leader. But again, Gunner taking the snap, every snap last night, and just doing what the defense told him to do, and then executing what the play that was called all night really kind of, I think, brought him a lot of confidence. It also solidified, the offense's belief and faith in him. And so I'm just very proud of the overall effort and execution when it mattered, when the game was on the line and everybody knew it. I mean, both bands are playing, everybody's standing up cheering, and just being able to execute and march down the field was fun and impressive to watch.
Yeah, one thing that really stood out to me, from the press box, I know the run game was kind of hard to come by. I mean, there were a lot of guys in that box. Like you said, a lot of new starters on the offensive line, but Jamichael probably didn't have the stats that he normally has, but you couldn't tell it by looking at him on the sideline. I saw him going up and down the sideline, picking people up, just bringing a lot of energy. Talk about him and his leadership.
Just a selfless young man, and he came and gave me a big hug right after the game. Just so happy for the win. The first time Pike Road's beaten a 7-18, and his leadership and other young men's leadership on that sideline. Even if the stats don't show it, they had a huge impact in that game, just with the mentality that those young men had when the game was on the line. And they all had smiles on that after the game, celebrating with one another, even though, Jordan's getting a lot of the spotlight, deservingly so. There's other phenomenal young men who are great football players that, are just as happy about the win. And yes, Jamichael didn't have the yardage that he wanted, but he was excellent in blitz pickup. He was excellent picking up additional pressure. If somebody up front may have slid the wrong way, he was there. He was there to give Gunner some extra time. And again, just things like that go under the radar for the common fan, but everybody in this room knows that they're needed to beat a team like Prattville.
Yeah, I remember one play in specific. He was having trouble getting some yardage, with all the guys in the box. So you guys called it, I think it was a jet sweep to Polo. Well, Jamichael's out there leading, wrapping around, really leading the way for him, just blocking his tail off. And I think that's a really good testament to him. Also talk about, there's an underrated play in this game, okay, that I haven't heard really anybody talk about. After Jordan's touchdown, we go out and kick the ball out of bounds. I think somebody switches kicker, puts a younger kid in there who wasn't really familiar with, and I don't think Prattville noticed, and kicks it over their head.
Right.
Talk about that play and kind of what went behind that.
Well, I can't take full credit for that. Coach Bell's, hey, Coach, what you think about Camden here? Everybody's up looking for the pooch, and, let's do it. Let's do it. So Camden had a huge play in the game to pin them deep. And again, I appreciate you bringing that up, but that was a team effort, and it worked out exceptionally well.
Absolutely. Coaching perspective here, what do we have to clean up moving forward? I know we got another big game coming up with another 7A opponent in Enterprise. What are the big areas that we're focusing on cleaning up this week?
Well, we've touched on the offensive line. Again, just their cohesiveness and them working together against another really good team. We need to iron that out. There were some issues on the perimeter as far as blocking assignments or as far as running the right routes. And then defensively, we have to play with better pad level up front. We were very high at times, catching and not attacking. And then obviously, the elephant in the room is our special teams. As far as our punt team, we have to do a better job up front, and we have to do a better job in our shield of making sure that we identify the right guy, because their punt return teams can change different looks from rep to rep, and we have to do a great job of communicating in that unit and just get better really in all phases of our special teams play.
Well, congratulations on the win against Prattville. It was a big win for the program, big win for the community. I know we were all excited. We were up there in the box, fired up, just watching you grab the trophy, and that was all that. That was great. But just talk about flushing that game and moving forward and importance of that. Let's do that.
We had a team meeting on Sunday, and that's something that we always do to try to make sure that Monday is not the first day of prep for us. And so our Sunday meeting, that was one of the first issues that I addressed. We've been hearing from Friday until Sunday of how good we are, especially certain players, how good we are and how good we can be and what all we're going to do. Well, I talked to the team that everybody's saying that they are not in the room right now. These are guys, these are fans, these are the social media experts, and they're not at practice, they're not in the workouts or anything like that. So how are we going to respond when people are telling us how good we are? And I reminded them of how they felt after the Enterprise game last year. And I talked to them about how that post game meeting went, that team meeting went, and how we didn't feel like that we played our best game for whatever reason. And so again, I believe our boys are motivated. I believe our boys are ready to do something, that Pike Road hasn't done, in a while. And so I'm excited for an opportunity to play another well-coached, physical football team that is going to help make Pike Road better.
Coach, again, congrats to you and your staff for a super well-coached game. Looking forward to next week against Enterprise at home. Next up, Patrick Quinn in the studio, Pastor Patrick Quinn in the studio here to talk about leadership development. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back, folks.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at East Chase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, East Chase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores East Chase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your Town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We made banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
Hey, and welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of Patriot Weekly. As promised, we have none other than Patrick Quinn, Pastor Patrick Quinn of Century Church here. You and I met a couple weeks ago. We've known each other a long time, but we talked a couple weeks ago about everything you do from a leadership development perspective for this team. You've been doing it a long time, so I'm like, let's get him in the studio to really tell the story of how they're great on the field, but how they're also great off the field. So, Pastor Quinn, welcome. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you.
What role do you see Century Church and yourself playing in supporting this program?
Well, I mean, I feel like Century Church just does what a lot of other churches and organizations are doing in the community, loving on our schools, loving on our sports programs, wanting to support them in any way that we possibly can. And so, that's what I think that we try to do, is just come alongside pretty much whatever we can possibly do to make our schools stronger, including our extracurricular activities. I mean, everything. But obviously for me, I get more invested in the football program and have been for several years.
Sure. Absolutely.
Pastor, I've had the privilege of having kind of a close-up look at what you do, having coached and everything. Talk about your approach mentoring these young athletes as leaders.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is really important is obviously their mental space to be able to operate at their peak performance. And so many years ago now, I got involved in looking at that from a sports psychology way. I got involved with a guy named Kevin Elko. Many people will know that name. Yeah. And I had the opportunity to be mentored by him for a few years, and that really set me on fire to help out athletes. I'm an old athlete like a lot of us.
There we go.
And I just wanted to be able to help alongside of that. So a mix of theology as well as sports psychology, bringing that into the locker room and allowing our athletes, our football players, to get their mind ready, because the coaches are doing such a great job getting them ready tactically and physically and in every other way. And then the coaches allow me the space to be able to come in and work with them in a mental way. And so creating a better flow for discipline, for obedience, for belief, for hope, for the opportunity to see them play at their highest level. And I'll tell you, nothing is more exciting for me than watching them do what they do best, and knowing that I played just a small part in it, just like all the coaches.
Sure. We've heard from you about, as far as from a kind of a leadership pastoral perspective. Let's kind of hear about things from a more of a player perspective, kind of a player-centric view. Jordan, if you might come on into the shot here and kind of talking through some things with us here, and let's get your perspective on how this leadership development program has worked for you, sir.
I mean, obviously it helped me become a better leader, but more importantly, outside of football, like, it helped me become a better man, helped me see things from a different point of view. So just that aspect of life outside of football.
I love it. So how do faith, character, and discipline show up, would you say, on the field, but yet off the field? You just talked about that a little bit. Give us a little more detail about how you lead.
I mean, on the field wise, helped me keep a clear head, like not get too high, not get too low. Help me, see things for what it is. And outside of football, like I said, it helped me become a better man, helped me think things through, and get past some things that may be hard before he comes and preaches things. And it helps me in a faith perspective.
Absolutely, of course. Decision making. Would you say it gives you kind of something like a filter to run it through as you make your decisions on and off? I love it, man.
Yeah, we meet on Wednesday mornings with the group that are the elected leadership group, and we go over a number of things. He's been on this for 3 years now, so I've had a chance to watch Jordan really grow from that 10th grade, 11th grade, now a senior leading this team with others that are on there. But one of the things that I think those that are listening to this might find interesting is that not only do we go over some leadership principles, but we do something called identifying our issues.
Yes, sir.
And we talk about the issues, and then they throw up 3 of them on the board, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we throw 3 of them up on the board,
Wow.
and then they vote, or we kind of look at what's the most important issue of the week, and then they discuss it. As a team, as a group, as a leadership, and then they come up with a general solution that we're going to go out of this room and we're going to now navigate that in the locker room, in the weight room, and out onto the field, and hopefully have that issue not be something that prevents us from being at our top-notch performance for Friday nights.
I love it. Accountability and transparency is what that says to me. So,
Chris, this is a question really for both of you guys. What's a recent moment that you can think of with the team that kind of inspired you, or something that you've used from maybe what you've learned with Pastor Quinn? Pastor Quinn, maybe something you've learned from the team. What's a recent moment that really inspired you or really got you thinking? Good question.
So I will tell you what, and Jordan doesn't even know this yet, but he's busy having the game of his life Friday night. Everybody's talking about it, and should be. And
You right?
I wasn't sure. We didn't see yet.
Right. And so everybody's talking about it. He had just a really impressive game. But for me, the more important role that he played, and there was a moment, the game's tied, and I walked up to you and I said, it's time to lead your team.
Yes, sir.
And it wasn't about interceptions. It wasn't about a touchdown pass or a catch. It wasn't about anything that he was doing on the field. I watched Jordan galvanize a group of guys, start walking up and down that sideline, getting everybody to talk it up, getting everybody's heads up, watching him use some of the phrases and things that we use in our team meetings, in our leadership, and getting the other leaders on board. And I like to think that some of that off the field stuff that we work on, that in those moments when we're in a heated place where we could melt down, where things could go the opposite direction, it wasn't just that he really had an incredible game in all of the plays he made, but I would say when I look at what has inspired me with a recent moment, it's things like that Jordan and the other guys do when the game is on the line, when it's tough. Like we say it all the time, like we may bend, but we're not going to break, and we're gonna push through, and we're gonna climb the mountain together. And so I love that out of Jordan, that I just got a chance to see that from him. Literally game 0. Here we are on Friday night, and I'm already watching Jordan step up in that way. And I believe that's off of now 3 years of this, and he is stepping up beautifully into that leadership role.
I love it. And the next question for both of you, but I'll start with you, Pastor Quinn. What's your hope for the players as they go through this season?
Well, we want to win. That's right. Of course. I hope that's okay that a pastor, you said that, right? Get a starting. I expect, I want to win, and we want to win every game, so, that's it. But there's also other winning.
Yep.
And we talk about that all the time, because I say winning is a conscious decision. Right. And so, and it's a conscious decision because, and he knows this, and the other players know this, that it's a conscious decision because you got to choose to win every day when you wake up, no matter what. All of us right here, right? You got to get up in the morning and you got to decide to go win at something, right? And if you don't make that decision in life, then you're bound to make some other decisions that will impact your life negatively.
That's right.
And so what I hope to see out of these players is that not only through faith and through the family that we have together on the team, and through the season that we get to go through, that we get to see how winning is a part of God's plan for us. Yes, losing is a part of it too, because you learn from it. but God desires to see people do their best and excellence and then give glory to him. So that's what I talk about a lot, but winning is a conscious decision, and I want our guys to know that. And Coach Shook does such a beautiful job of getting our guys prepared every week and leading from the very top and putting me in a position like this, as well as so many of the other coaches in their positions, and then ultimately giving us enough space in order to be able to do what we do best. I mean, he does that with the players, but he also, I would say, does that with me and other people that are surrounding this program, that we get a chance to really impact these players. And I love it because I get to build relationships with guys that I wouldn't get to build with otherwise. And then as they get older, now I've been doing this for a long time, since 2019 now, and I get to hear back from other guys. I'm even doing a wedding for one of the guys now. So, I even have one getting married. And so, and I get text messages and things to pray for and to keep being in a relationship with them. And I sure hope I get to do that with Jordan long after the season's over.
All right, Jordan, it's on you, man. What's your hope for the players as you go through this season?
Oh, like you said, most importantly, win. That's the number one goal. Just becoming a brotherhood. Like Coach Shook always said, like Pascal always says, it's always something beyond football. Football will be here for decades, however long, but you're not gonna be here forever. So you better make the most of your time on this earth, and building a brotherhood, have connections outside of football. Like he said, he's speaking at someone's marriage. Just simple things like that can take you a long way in life.
I agree, man. I agree.
All right, wrapping up here, Pastor Quinn, talk about, I know he's been on this leadership team since he was a sophomore. So just talk about the importance of having someone like this, as a mentor for the young guys, and just your relationship with Jordan and how important it is to have someone like him in that group.
Yeah, so when you have Shook does a good job. Coach Shook does a very good job of making sure that we have younger guys coming onto the leadership team, as well as the veterans, so to speak. So that gives us I think a leg up every year, because we're not starting from scratch. So you got someone like Jordan here who's been through it for 2 years with us in all of these conversations, watching the older guys make decisions in that room, dealing with some of the problems and the challenges. And now Jordan gets his chance, right, with the other guys that are seniors, and it's so important letting them help go run the locker room. I say it all the time. Coach says it all the time. Like, coaches can get you to the playoffs, right? But leaders win championships. And when we have solid leaders in that locker room, they can take us all the way to the blue map. Not that we'll get there every year. We've been there already. We want to go back.
That's right.
But it's true. When you have solid leaders, they can help take you all the way. And so we've got a great group right now that's doing that, Jordan and the other guys, and I'm so excited about this year's team from a lot of different vantage points, but leadership being one of those, and I'm just so privileged to be a part of it.
We're privileged to be with you today, Pastor. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing just a little bit about what you do with leadership development and making them great on the field, but also off the field as well. So, folks, when we come back, we're going to sit down with both of our players today, Jordan and also Rufus, and just chop it up and talk some ball a little bit. But my big takeaway from that segment, winning is a conscious decision. We'll be right back.
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your Town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We made banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at Eastchase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, Eastchase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores Eastchase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
Welcome back to Patriot Weekly. We are joined now by Coach Shook and a special guest, number 2, Jordan Holmes. Coach Shook, I think he got a few snaps the other night. I think
he was around the ball pretty much all night, and we knew going into the game that we were going to try to put Jordan on one of their better players. And Jordan, I thought, did an excellent job of rising up to the occasion, really, on both sides of the ball. And, we found out pretty early what Prattville defensively was trying to do to us. They were trying to load the box and play man coverage on the perimeter. So, between Jordan and Omari and Elias and Gavin and several others, I thought we were able to take advantage of some one-on-one matchups Thursday night.
Real quick, I want to go over Jordan's stats. 9 receptions, 141 yards, and a touchdown on offense. 3 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown on defense. Over 200 yards all purpose. Definitely has to be the favorite here to win the WSFA Fever Player of the Week. Make sure we get out and vote for Jordan. Jordan, on the pick six, talk to us about what you saw. I noticed live, it looked like right when the ball was snapped, you jumped the route, jumped the receiver, and took it to the house. Tell us what you saw there.
I saw what I saw in film. We watch a lot of film. Coach Shook emphasizes that film will show in the game. So we watched a lot of film that week, a lot of great preparation. Scout guy did a great job helping us get a great look on Prattville that week. So, like I said, I just saw what I saw in film.
Yeah. Coach Shook, I think there was another play or one of his other interceptions where it looked like they were trying to run him off on the post, and he came off of it and made a play.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Hodge does a great job all week of making sure that our scout guys are given a good look for our opponent. And Jordan and Rufus is here, and there's some other guys, who had a really good game in their own right. But we knew on the sideline that after Jordan jumped that, early, that they were going to try to come out with a wheel route later in the game. And Jordan saw it. He came off of the post and was able to rob that wheel route later in the game. But again, that goes back to film prep and having a plan, moving forward. After we get them one time, we think they're going to come back with a counter punch, and he was able to read it and react.
Yeah. Jordan, talk about, you obviously made plays on both sides of the ball all night. Talk about how you prepare to get that many plays in a game, how you prepare to contribute both on offense and defense.
Well, first, it comes down to being conditioned and being strong in the weight room. Shout out Coach Lowry. But just going back to practice and having a great emphasis on practice on both sides, getting the plays, getting the formation, getting the signals. And I want to shout out all my coaches for helping me even do that. So, and I'm thankful for helping me even, play on both sides. So,
heck yeah, man. Another shout out for Coach Lowry. Which play meant more to you? Was it the pick six, or was it the touchdown to put us ahead there at the end?
I'd probably say the touchdown, because I feel like it was much needed at the time. So, yeah, that'd probably be my answer.
I would like to say the touchdown as well. I know you didn't ask me, but the pick six was early and helped get momentum going our way. But when we go back and watch the touchdown, you see Elias Holtzclaw making a block on the 10-yard line. You see Sam Hall running down the field, our center. You see King Green running down the field, our guard, and you see other players and teammates just as excited as for Jordan and for the moment as Jordan was, and as the coach, watching that those emotions mean a lot.
Jordan, talk a little bit about your personal goals for the year. What do you want fans and college recruiters to know the most about you?
That I feel like I'm just a great person, and I'm very consistent. So nothing really football related. I just want to be better than I was last year, and just be a better person, a better man than I was any other time of the year or last year. So,
committed to Kennesaw State, is that right? So let's talk about that. What went behind the commitment there, the verbal commitment there? Are you still hearing from other schools?
I've had some schools reach out, but like my parents, like Coach Shook always say, love who love you, and I feel that Kennesaw State made me feel like home. So
yeah, I was actually in the press box. I was waiting on the elevator, and I was talking to some of the Prattville guys, and they said, "Where is number 2 going?" And I said, "Kennesaw State." They said, "Wow, well, they look like geniuses right now because they beat everybody to the punch." So, but that's great. Talk about your favorite player and who you like to kind of model your play after.
of course, Travis Hunter is one of them, but I feel like at my core position, defensive back, Denzel Ward and Jair Alexander. Denzel Ward plays for the Cleveland Browns. Jair plays for the he's not at the Ravens, so I feel like they're smaller guys just like I am, so I can model myself after them. Okay.
Wrapping up here, you've obviously received a lot of attention over the past few days after your performance Thursday night. How do you put that behind you to get ready for the next game, the next opponent in Enterprise?
I feel like just keeping a steady head. My teammates help me do that with coming to practice on next day, helping prepare for the next week. Coach Shook and the whole staff does that. You know, what happens behind the pad. You can't change it. So not having a big head, it'll help you better prepare for the next week, because I can always go and have a bad game next week, and then, you know, whatever happens. So I feel if I just keep a steady head and keep main thing, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, we love you. We're proud of you. I know your family, the program, the community, everybody's proud of you. Make sure you go to WSFA and vote for Jordan as the Fever Player of the Week. And we'll be right back with Rufus Boone.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at Eastchase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, Eastchase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores Eastchase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your Town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We made banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
We are back with another superstar of the team this week, Mr. Rufus Boone. And before we get into our questions, our rapid fire here, I got to brag on this guy like I always do. First off, senior, middle linebacker, outside linebacker, 3.5 GPA, 5 solo tackles, 10 assisted tackles, 15 total tackles. You do not want this guy hitting you, folks. I can assure you of that. Coach, tell me about this guy and what he needs to the program.
Well, Rufus has been, from day one, he's been an impact guy for us. He's a hard worker. He's there early. He stays late. He's got a great family that is very supportive of Pike Road football and as well. And so I just can't say enough good things about Rufus. But yes, he is a thumper, as I like to say. You know, this day and age in football, a lot of times people try to wrestle you to the ground. Not this guy. He is very physical at the point of attack, and I'm very glad he's a Pike Road Patriot.
Yeah, there's a couple times whenever, like, you know, that you automatically just kind of go, oh, when somebody gets hit. There was a couple of those I was like, man, they have to come out with a stretcher to get me. So anyway, Rufus, let's jump right in. So Rufus, you've been an important part of Pike Road football, like Coach just said. Tell us about your role in the program from your perspective.
I feel like I bring a lot to the table by being there for my teammate when they're down.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be the best leader as I can. I try to help people like be the best of themselves, like strive for the best for themselves. I hype everybody up.
Those leadership qualities, man, mean so much to the team, more than you probably even know. Correct, Coach? I mean, that kind of stuff right there, just being a hype man, on and off the field, man, means so much. So how have you seen the team grow from last season to now?
On my preparations in the game, I mean, last year it was great, but I feel like this year we're getting better at it, like watching more film. And I feel like our consistency kind of getting better. We still got to work at those things. And I feel like we're more like thriving for goodness this year. Like we're like hungry for winning more than we were last year.
Love that. Hungry for winning. Coach, what's your take on that question?
Well, I think Rufus is a catalyst for our defense. I mean, there's a lot of really good players on that side of the ball this year. And Rufus is there in the middle of our defense, and he's helping spearhead that charge. You know, there's some really good linebackers on each side of Rufus, but man, Rufus led the team in all the stats last week on that side of the ball. And so, again, Prattville had a really good running back, a very hard, physical, big running back.
That's all, yeah.
But I mean, Rufus and crew, man, they helped keep him in check. You know, there was not a lot of missed tackles on that night, and there was a lot of good one-on-one tackles Rufus had with him. And so, you know, the only issue I need to figure out his helmet. His helmet came off. You know,
Saw that.
yeah,
You saw that.
but it was a great football play. So, but all jokes aside, man, he is a great leader for us on that side of the ball.
Absolutely. What's been the biggest challenge, Rufus, so far in preparing this group? Now, you mentioned, you're like, look, I'm kind of a player coach too, when you're on the field and off the field. But what's been your biggest challenge in preparing your team and your squad this year?
Coach talking to me about how I need to be more consistent each and every day. Because some days, like, the players look up to me. So some days I can't just be downhill and then uphill. I got to stay uphill every day at practice and keep everybody up.
Again, like Pastor Quinn said, I mean, you know, coaches help in preparation in the regular season and try to build those habits and sustain those habits. But it's player-led teams are what take you to that final destination and that final goal. And Rufus is definitely one of those players that we're going to be leaning on frequently to make sure that we're able to get where we want to get to.
Love it. Rufus, how important is this community and school support to you? For the community to be behind you, to the school to be behind you, does that mean a lot to you?
Yes, sir. With them being behind us and me, it feel great because we have somebody to support us when we need support. Them coming out to the game, showing love, it hype us up and get us prepared a lot. We take advantage of that because we think we got it all.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we keep striving for greatness, we'll be good.
I love it. What's your message to the fans? You look in the camera and tell them, what's your message to the fans as we head into Enterprise, right? As Enterprise comes to us next week, what's your message to everybody?
Come out Friday.
There we go.
Come out Friday, 7 o'clock, Pike Road. It's going to be a show.
Ooh. Love it.
Need y'all support.
There we go. Love it. Good answer. So let's see. What's your plans after high school, man? What are you going to do?
I'm leaning towards a couple schools, but
Okay.
I really don't know what I want to do right now. But I feel like I know what I want to do, but I don't at the same time.
Okay. That's a good answer.
He's going to have a lot of options at college. He's got several really good offers. Colleges are really recruiting Rufus. And so he's going to have his options at the end of the season.
I think so. This is going to be a special season for you, man. Okay, a little bit just kind of off being serious here, but who is your favorite player, and who do you kind of model your game after? We all kind of want to be somebody else, like this is my hero or whatever. Who's that guy for you, man?
Of course, Ray Lewis, but yeah, besides Ray Lewis, Harold Perkins Jr., he go to LSU, he linebacker.
Oh, I know who Harold Perkins is.
He was a true freshman his freshman year. I feel like he was a great role model because he explodes so fast. He's just a great player on and off the field, and he's consistent. Well, I need to build more as a person than consistent. And I feel like watching him, it helped me every day more and more. Yeah, being a better player.
Yep. Harold's going to have a big year this year. So are you. This guy's awesome on and off the field. Coach, any final thoughts here?
Again, I just want to reiterate how big of a contributor Rufus was last week and how we expect and anticipate him to continue to improve, to be that leader that I know he is.
Big hits come from this guy this season, y'all. We'll be right back.
This week's Patriot Weekly is proudly brought to you by Brantley Bank, your community partner in Pike Road. I'm Ray Kaiser, your town of Pike Road president. We're located right outside Public on Vaughn Road. At Brantley Bank, we're built on hospitality. We make banking easy, local, and welcoming. So whether you're saving for something special, managing your business account, looking to make a loan, or just stopping by on the way home from the store, Brantley Bank is right here for our Pike Road community, bringing hometown pride to the end zone.
I'm Granger Shook, head football coach for your Pike Road Patriots. I want to give a big thank you to the shops at Eastchase, Montgomery's premier shopping destination, for supporting Pike Road football and sponsoring Patriot Weekly. Just like we bring our best to the field every Friday night, Eastchase brings the best in shopping, dining, and family fun to our community.
Check out all the stores Eastchase offers online, and when you visit them, thank them for supporting your Pike Road Patriots.
Go Patriots!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Patriot Weekly. This is our closing segment with Coach Shook here. A couple of things before they get into their piece here. Date and location, of course, Pike Road, Friday night, live home game here, 7 p.m., live on Pike Road Live too. But remember, you should only be listening to us if you aren't at that game. And if you're not in this time zone, that's your only excuse. Guys, I'll kick it over to you.
Coach Shook, again, congratulations on the win.
Yes.
huge win for the program against Prattville, but guess what? Doesn't get any easier. Enterprise rolls into town. Just give us a preview of what they look like. I know they're a tradition-rich program, and just what you've seen from them so far this year.
Well, first off, they are very well coached. Coach Blackman and his staff are second to none. They are big up front on the offensive line. They are going to be as big, if not bigger, than Prattville was last week. You know, they have a really good tight end / snipper back, which is actually Coach Blackman's son. So he's a smart football player. He's a gritty young man. Their quarterback is a lefty, but he is very similar as the aspect of last week. He can extend plays. He's not scared to lower his shoulder and gain some extra yards there. They have a very fast running back. He's not as big as the one from Prattville, but he can take it the distance. He's very, very fast. And then they have a few guys on the perimeter who can give us issues if we don't line up right. Defensively, again, very well coached. They have another coach's son, played number 25, the Turner kid. His dad is a very good coach in his own right. So they have coaches' sons on each side of the ball who are good leaders for them. Again, they are a good tackling team. They're fundamentally sound in all three phases, including special teams. And so it's going to be a hard-fought game. I anticipate for both coaches, just like last week, to make adjustments on the sideline. And it's going to be up, to see if the kids can execute what the coaches are trying to do. But having a plan A, a plan B, and then maybe even a plan C at times, just to see if we can sustain a few things on each side of the ball.
All right, well, I know we definitely have our work cut out for it. I know our kids are excited about it, but tell us about the keys for a Pike Road victory. What do we have to do to get a win there against Enterprise? We have not.
Well, hopefully we'll see improvement from our offensive line. Hopefully those 4 new starters will be more cohesive and communicate a little better. But we really need to establish the run game up front. If we can establish the run game up front, then it's just going to help us out on the perimeter and get, Elias and Polo and Jordan and Gavin the ball in space more. But I really want to see us establish the run game. Defensively, we have to tackle. We have to run to the ball. I want to see us with better pad level up front on the defensive line. I want to see us establish the line of scrimmage in their backfield and not in our linebackers' laps. And I want to see us to continue to create and force turnovers. If we can create turnovers and then if we can take care of the football on the offensive side, we will have a good chance.
I know everyone's excited about getting the first home game, bringing everything back to Pike Road. Talk about the importance of having everyone in the stadium Friday night cheering on the Patriots.
Yes, it is huge. I know last year when we went to Enterprise, they had a huge crowd. They even put their band on our sideline to kind of try to drown us out. So I really want to encourage and stress the importance of our fans being here in Pike Road. The tickets are on GoFan. They can go ahead and buy them early to solidify their spot. But if you're in Pike Road, if you're in the surrounding area, I really want to emphasize that our boys need you and they feed off your energy. And it is going to be a great game. It's going to be a 4-quarter battle. So it'll be a fun time Friday night.
I know we're excited.
All right, thank you guys very much. CB, always good to chat with you. Coach, thank you for always spending your time with us. I know you're a busy man here, but you heard it, guys. The challenge is out to you. If you're in this time zone, you better be in that stadium here come Friday night. So let's see. Follow every episode on Pike Road Live on YouTube. You can go back and rewatch old episodes if you'd like. Those are out there for you. We're going to leave you with some scenes from this past week's game. But of course, before we do that, go Patriots. We'll see you guys Friday night.
That's a wrap for this week's Patriot Weekly, filmed right here at Dogwood Studios in Pike Road. Big thanks to our sponsors, Brantley Bank and the shops at East Chase for making it all possible. We'll see you next time, Patriot Nation. And as always, go Patriots.
Gunner calls for the ball. Quick pass, caught by number 2 to the 20. He's to the 15. He's still on his feet. He's crossing over to the 10, to the 5. It's a touchdown. Let's go. Woo! And Pike Road takes the lead with 1 minute, 16 seconds left on the clock.
Jordan Holmes.
Wow!
Gunner Gibbs and Jordan Holmes. I'll tell you what, look, Kennesaw State, I mean, they had it right. They got it right.
Wow, they are getting a steal.
They are getting a steal. They're getting a stud. I mean, he is a great player. There are a lot of teams missing.
Wow.
But they've got a lot of film to watch on him. I imagine he will be getting a lot more.
I think we're going to say Gibbs to Holmes a lot this season.